Welcome to Squawk 7000's weekly roundup of aviation news, brought to you in partnership with flyinginireland.com. For this week, April 24th. Remember to subscribe and to keep us as your top choice for Ireland's aviation podcast, delivering news to your device every Monday morning. I'm Michael Cummin. This week's headlines include the Birr fly-in last weekend, raising over €13,600 for St Vincent de Paul in Birr. This brings the total raised to just over €335,600. The next breakfast fly-in for general aviation pilots is scheduled for April 30th at 10 a.m. in the Isles Field in Wexford. In other news, Dublin-based Acumen Aviation announced that its CAMO business has been awarded IAA Airbus A320neo family approval. Aer Lingus is moving its JFK operations from Terminal 5 to Terminal 7, hosting flights to Dublin, Manchester and Shannon. This move follows British Airways' recent relocation to Terminal 8. And Etihad has begun flying its new Airbus A350 from Dublin to Abu Dhabi, offering more seats for business and economy passengers. Acumen Aviation has successfully been awarded the IAA Airbus A320neo family CAMO approval. Acumen also holds approvals for the ATR 4272 series, Airbus 320 family, Airbus A330, 200 and 300 series, the Boeing 737 Classic and NG series. Ken Fitzgerald, head of CAMO at Acumen, told Squawk 7000 that Acumen has successfully added the A320neo family to its scope of approvals as part of several recent initiatives. According to Fitzgerald, Acumen is making good on its commitment to provide comprehensive asset type coverage, given its clients various options necessary to support their current and future businesses. Ryanair has announced plans to expand its aircraft maintenance facility at Dublin Airport by constructing a new state-of-the-art 4-bay hangar, a €40 million investment, creating over 200 new highly paid and highly skilled jobs for engineers and mechanics. This new 120,000 square foot hangar will be one of the most environmentally friendly hangars in the EU, with gas absorption heat pumps reducing energy use by up to 35%. The hangar will facilitate the heavy and line maintenance of Ryanair's fleet at Dublin Airport as the airline grows its fleet to 600 aircraft, with the delivery of more efficient new technology 737-8-200 aircraft, which carry 4% more passengers while burning 16% less fuel and emitting 40% less noise. Construction of the new facility will begin before the end of 2023, with aircraft maintenance operations planned to start in 2025. In other Ryanair news, Belfast International Airport is welcoming back Ryanair with a 2-aircraft base operating over 140 flights a week to 16 routes across Great Britain and Europe, including city break destinations at Budapest, Milan, Barcelona and Paris, as well as sunspots in Alicante, Malaga, Faro and Valencia. Alongside the European destination, Ryanair operates in 5 British destinations: London Stansted, Manchester, East Midlands, Cardiff and Edinburgh. These destinations will be some of the first to benefit from the UK domestic air passenger duty cut of 50% that applies since April 1st of this year. DAA Group, the operator of Dublin and Cork Airport, Aer Lingus International and DAA International, recorded a profit before exceptional items of €98 million in 2022. Compared to a loss of €101 million in the previous year. Cumulative DAA Group losses during COVID-19, 2020 and 21 were €387 million. Turnover in 2022 was €752 million, up from €324 million in the previous year, representing an increase of 132% in 2021. DAA, which has operations in 15 countries, invested €158 million in capital expenditure in 2022, including €156 million in Dublin and Cork airports and €2 million in its international businesses. Dublin-based Altitude Insurance has announced that they're now working with Axis Specialty Europe with a deal which will bring insurance cover from Axis to the Irish general aviation market. Altitude Insurance has been active in all aspects of general aviation worldwide since 2016. An Irish company owned and led by director Laura Duncan, they have over 20 years of insurance experience. A small family-run business with a core ethos of customer service. Atlantic Aviation Group are now accepting applications for their 2-year aircraft maintenance traineeship and 4-year aircraft maintenance apprenticeship. Atlantic Aviation Group is a leading aircraft maintenance Part 145 provider, offering maintenance and engineering services to international operators of the 737, 757 and 767 type aircraft. Their customers include global airlines, leasing companies and VIP operators. They've provided quality service for over 60 years in a modern 110,000 square foot facility at Shannon. They've produced the last 2 World Skills Champions and 5 of the previous 6 national champions in aircraft maintenance, and their apprenticeship programme has been running for over 30 years. As part of its expansion plan to handle over 40 million passengers per year, Dublin Airport has appointed IDOM, together with RPS Engineering, as the designer for developing the architecture and engineering design of a new north loading dock. Its implementation involves the demolition of several hangars and other ancillary buildings and their relocation. The dock will have a total area of 10,000 metres squared, distributed over 2 levels, departures and arrival areas, to accommodate a flow of 1,200 passengers with 6 new boarding bridges. In addition, there will be office space, space for a future transit area and a commercial site. The design foresees the possibility of future extensions. In their blog recently, the Irish Aviation Research Institute reports that Aer Lingus recently restored Echo India Echo Delta Yankee, Airbus A330-302 St Munchen, to its UK AOC as Golf Echo India Delta Yankee. This aircraft was previously operated by Aer Lingus UK from October 2021 to June 2022, returning to Dublin to be used by the parent company to meet the demands for a growing North American operation. The aircraft operated its last service on March 12th, the Aer Lingus 136 Boston to Dublin, to prepare for the transition to the UK registry, positioning Dublin to Manchester on April 7th last as EUK 980. The aircraft positioned Manchester to Shannon for training on the 9th and 10th of April, entering service the next day to New York as the EUK 454. Summer 2023 capacity from Manchester to New York JFK route has been boosted by a massive 72% by switching aircraft from the single-aisle Airbus A321 long range to a wide-bodied A330, offering at least 133 more seats per flight. And we've more aviation news from Ireland after this very short break. Aer Lingus currently uses Terminal 5 at New York JFK Airport, which is otherwise primarily used by JetBlue. As of this Thursday, April 27th, Aer Lingus will be moving its JFK operations to Terminal 7. This includes the carrier's flights to Dublin, Manchester and Shannon. For context, Terminal 7 was the former home of British Airways before the airline moved to Terminal 8 recently, where it's co-located now with American Airlines. British Airways' lease at Terminal 7 was up, and Terminal 8 was expanded to make room for this move and to make connections more convenient. Etihad has started flying its new Airbus A350, one of the most innovative and sustainable airplanes in the world, on its Dublin to Abu Dhabi service. The Etihad A350, which arrived at Dublin Airport for the first time last week, is available on select flights from Dublin to Abu Dhabi this summer, providing a high number of both business and economy capacity for passengers. The new 371-seat A350 can carry almost one-third more passengers than the previous 787-900 aircraft which served the Dublin to Abu Dhabi route. Community groups and clubs across Fingal are invited to apply for Dublin Airport's Community Fund, which has reopened for applications. Locals had a 6-week window to apply for the Community Fund before the closing date of this Friday, April 28th. Dublin Airport's Community Fund was launched in 2017 with a total investment of €10 million to be distributed over 25 years. The Community Fund supports local projects that positively contribute to communities around Dublin Airport. Applications are invited from 13 eligible areas, from Santry, south of the airport, to Rollstown on the north, and from Tyrrellstown on the west to Portmarnock on the east. Awards from the Community Fund are made by an independent grant-making panel, and organisations which have received funding in the past are welcome to submit applications for new projects. The Community Fund also supports up to 20 students per year from economically disadvantaged backgrounds to enable them to attend Dublin City University, DCU, via its Access programme. ASL Airlines Ireland, a subsidiary of ASL Future Flights, has been awarded a Light UAS Aircraft Systems Operation Certificate by the Irish Aviation Authority. The LUC is an optional operational certificate which guarantees some privileges to its holder up to the possibility to start commercial drone operations without an operating authorisation from the IAA, such as the delivery of light cargo over a short range. It will be used by ASL Future Flight to train and gain experience in drone operations before moving on to heavier and longer range operations. ASL Airlines Ireland is one of 7 airlines in the Dublin-based ASL's aviation holding groups, operating cargo flights globally for the express parcel and e-commerce markets. ASLI has a fleet of 40 aircraft, and customers include FedEx, DHL and Amazon. Remember, if you have aviation news that you'd like to share, include us in your news emails and send your stories to news@squawk7000.ie. You can always catch up every day too on flyinginireland.com. Remember too, we have over 130 episodes of Squawk 7000 in the library now, including our summer series of extended interviews with people from the world of aviation. Talk to you next week.